Hi, everybody. Many thanks for subscribing and joining us today for that webcast. I hope everybody is doing well and staying healthy at home. At PwC, I would say that most of us, we're still working from home. However, as you can see today, our background, we are at the office with Sven for logistic reason. But anyway, we learned a lot during that COVID situation and adapt our daily business. And fortunately, we really surprised, and it was a great experience. We have great communications tools to help us to maintaining a good daily work. And yeah, it's good to see you. So let's start the webcast. Today, we're going to talk about LinkedIn, a great tool, another great tool to use to start your career and build up the dynamic network. So first, let's start to briefly introduce ourselves. My name is Steve Egger. I'm 37 years old, born and raised in lovely region of Neuchâtel in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. I have 10 years now in experience in HR, most as a recruiter. I joined PwC last year in March, and I'm covering experience hire in advisory.
Also, a warm welcome from my side. My name is Sven Grunder. I was born and raised in Bern in Switzerland. I'm 32 years old, and I've been working for PwC since December 2017. I have about 7 years of work experience in recruiting, and I'm covering the experienced hires for tax and legal services here.
So let's say that at PwC, we have the average age because he's 34. So Sven, you're still young, and I'm one of the old one.
Great. All right. So let's check out what we have planned for today. Here's a quick look at the agenda. First of all, we're going to talk about the goal of the webcast, what we actually want to show you and talk to you about today. We're going to show you some facts and figures about LinkedIn. Then we're going to go into the use cases on the one side for you as the users, on the other hand for us as the company. We're going to tell you a bit more about the LinkedIn profile, what to look out for, and how to optimize your profile. We're going to give you a lot of tips and tricks, which is one of the main goals of this webcast. And yeah, we'll close with a Q&A.
Okay, now let's talk about the main focus of that webcast, the goals. So of course, I'm pretty sure that most of you know already LinkedIn, but it's to understand the tool, understand LinkedIn, why we use it, and to see the main function of LinkedIn, how to use it, and to create, of course, for you guys, your brand, how to create an attractive profile, and of course, to benefit from LinkedIn, how to benefit from that tool. At the end, as Sven mentioned, we're going to answer the question, and I think it's really the main focus today. So we'll try to make a brief presentation to cover all the main topics to be sure that we have enough time at the end to answer your questions.
Right. So what actually is LinkedIn? I mean, the best sentence to kind of put it is it's a professional networking site. You know, we also used to call it Facebook for jobs. Companies usually use it as a sourcing or marketing platform, and of course, users can use it for job search and networking. So LinkedIn really is all about connecting with people and also having finding more insights about companies that you're interested in, being able to follow them, and actually having also a look at who works where. And it's not just a big black book, who is PwC, but you actually can get an insight into who is working there and who are these people.
Okay, before I continue, I forgot to mention something really important. During the presentation, feel free to write down all the questions, and at the end, we're going to take a moment to answer it. But you can, if you have any question, please write down, and we'll try to cover them all. So some facts now and figures about LinkedIn. It has been founded in 2003. It has now more than 15,000 employees. And what I would like to highlight is really that Worldwide, there's over 575 million users and more than 20 million companies listed. And in Switzerland, we have 2.9 million users and 145,000 job vacancies. So it's a lot. Now, why we use LinkedIn? So of course, for us, companies, employers, is to build up a pipeline of candidates and to conduct searches for rare profiles and to have some advanced search in case we have extra needs for special mandates. But of course, is to post job opening, and it's mainly for employers and companies a branding tool to promote projects, campaigns, year-end results, success stories. So of course, it's a self-marketing tool to be attractive on the market.
Now, you might have asked the question, why should I use LinkedIn? What's in it for me? Well, the first and foremost point is networking, as mentioned before. There you can really start building your network, mainly also with people that work in companies you are interested in or have jobs that you would one day like to have or do. You can also use it to find out more about companies, projects, newsletters. I know for a fact that here at PwC, we post a lot of articles that we've written, but also job vacancies through LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is really a great way to find out more about the companies. Then you can also get engaged, of course. Like companies build their brands, you can start building your own brand. You can follow the companies you want, you can like articles you want, but you can also share content. You can create your own articles and have people comment on them. And yeah, this is really a great way to get engaged. You can also use it as a job search engine. As mentioned before, companies use it a lot, actually, to post their jobs online. You can search by location, keywords. So this is a great way to find out more. And even if you're not actively looking for a job, the companies use it as a sourcing tool. So you might get found for a job you didn't even realize that is out there or that you could get. You can set up job alerts, email updates, so you're always up to date. If you are connected with your coworkers and managers, you can also turn on the I'm interested button or open for opportunities. This will let recruiters know that you're actively looking for something. You can put in the jobs you're looking for, keywords, locations, and recruiters can find you, and they will contact you if they think your profile might be a good fit for the job they're recruiting for. It can also help rank your name in Google. So if someone Googles you, usually LinkedIn, Xing profiles, they come up at the beginning, more so the LinkedIn profiles, of course. So this will definitely also help in building your professional brand. Right. So let's have a look at the main functions of LinkedIn, or what you can actually see once you've logged in. Those of you who already have an account will of course be familiar with this, but we're just trying to cover everything also for people who might not be or who might be new to LinkedIn. So the main functions you can see on the top right in this fantastic screenshot of Steve's profile. He even looks the same in his picture, so I think that's a very good thing. The main functions, top right, under home, you will find your news feed, comparable to Facebook. If you have a Facebook profile where all the updates are posted, depending on what you've liked, on who you're connected with, you will get more or less relevant updates there. Then you have My Network, of course, where you can find all your contacts, get in touch with them again, message them. You have the job search function. To the right of that, you have your messages, where you can can go look who has written to you and write back. You have your notifications, again, comparable to Facebook, if you're familiar with this, where you get updates on birthdays, who's viewed your profile, who has posted a new article, exactly. Then you have the Me button, where you can change your settings, and yeah, so these are the main functions. We're going to go a bit more into detail on each function, so you get an even better overview.
Okay, just quick words on that slide. Maybe it's a bit too small, but that's an example of the notification that you could get. You see the birthday of your network. It's good to be in touch or to start a conversation with that person. You see the last post of the people that you're following. You see maybe some articles, and if someone changed the job. So it's really great to see different notifications, to be aware of what's happening in your network. And now, if we have a look on my profile, thanks, Sven, for the kind word. I have to admit that I changed the picture, that lovely mountain yesterday, because the one I had was a bit too cold. What do you see here? Few things. Of course, you see your profile picture, your name, a current function. This is a current function is what people look at first. You have the company you're working for, or if you're looking for a job, you can mention it. Currently looking for a new challenge. And in the second slide, you have, of course, working experience and education background. And a bit low, but we can see it, you also have the language skills and recommendation written by the connections of yours, and the community involvement and volunteering work. And in gray, on the first slide, you have your dashboard. It's private to you. It's actually numbers and feedbacks about who watched your profile and who was looking for your name. But that's just for you. So that's actually the page that you see. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, millions of companies are on LinkedIn. So be sure to have an attractive and detailed profile with all information regarding your education background, work experience, and of course, skill set, like language.
Right, so on to tips and tricks, or how to create your profile. I think one of the most important parts in the beginning when you start out, or even if you have a profile, is to ask yourself, why do you have a profile? Are you actively searching for a job? Are you passively searching for a job, or are you just on LinkedIn to build up your network? So these questions you should, or this question you should have in mind, and depending on what you're trying to achieve, the answers might change a little bit. So let's have a quick look at our tips and tricks. Use a professional photo. Of course, it's the same as on a CV. You know, well-groomed appearance. Can use business attire, but it's not absolutely necessary. So a tie, I would say nowadays, if you're looking to get into financial services, definitely still a topic. Here at PwC, we see less and less ties. I like that. I don't know about Steve, but yeah, this can be personal preference.
All my ties are in the closet, dusty now. I don't use them anymore.
Exactly. Invested way too much money. Anyways, so use a professional photo, depending on the industry. And for the header photo, the lovely mountain you saw on Steve's profile, pay attention that it has the right size, because otherwise it looks cropped. There are some black frames around it. So make sure that that looks good.
Yeah, it's full of different websites with different templates already cut and framed the nice way.
Exactly. Then write a good summary. This is a very difficult part because you have to write about yourself. There you also read a lot of different tips and tricks online. One tip that we cannot endorse at all is that you write in third person. I mean, it's a professional networking site where you are presenting yourself. So maybe it's also a good idea to write as yourself, saying what you can do, and not in a third person view. Also try to use the right keywords that you think recruiters might be looking for. And here it depends, are you actively looking for a job? Are you passively looking for a job? I mean, if it's an active job search and you are not employed, then definitely write that in your summary. Of course, if you are employed but still kind of actively looking, I wouldn't mention that you're looking, but still make sure that you have the keywords in there that that for the next job that you're looking for. Also use an interesting or appealing heading. For example, the job you have right now. If you're looking, then of course the job you're looking for. It's also very interesting to see in the heading looking for opportunities, because in the search, when someone finds you, the heading is usually what comes up right below your name. So if you're actively looking for an opportunity, it would be a good start to put that in there. Then if you have any media or references, for example, if you've written blog posts, journal entries, if you have publications, you can add them to work experience you have. And of course, if you don't have work experience, if you're a fresh graduate, there's still a place for publications to attach them. Absolutely do that, because that might be interesting to some employers, what you've been doing in the past. And again, LinkedIn is a place to sell yourself, what you've been doing, what you've achieved. So be proud of that and definitely put that in there. You can ask for endorsements. This indicates that that your skills are validated. Let's put it like that. Don't drive people crazy with it, asking for endorsements. Usually this is good if this is given on its own, but yeah, this has lost a bit of traction. LinkedIn used to ask, give endorsements, give endorsements, give endorsements. They've stopped that by now. I guess a lot of people have complained, or I don't know, they might get rid of it. Then you can design your personal URL. For example, if you type in linkedin.com/Sven Grunder, my profile will come up, because I've designed my own URL, and it's not just a jumble of letters and numbers. So this is definitely a cool feature, and will again help with Google ranking if someone's looking for you. Then last but not least, if you are into creating content, sharing content, you can try and optimize them for mobile phones, myself included, maybe Steve as well. I use LinkedIn on my mobile a lot, going to work, coming from work, answering messages, looking who to connect with. So if content is optimized for mobile, this is definitely also speaking to you and to your skills. Right. Yeah, Steve, over to you.
Yep.
No?
Follow network. I think you wanted to say something about it.
I wanted to continue here. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, my bad.
There we go. Right. So follow a network. This is one of the coolest features, of course, of LinkedIn. And this is also where you can invest a lot of time. You should follow companies that you like and possibly also want to work for in the future. You can like and comment posts they make, and you also find jobs quite more easily if you're following these companies. Yeah. Then you should connect with all of the people you know, of course, on LinkedIn. The more connections you have, the more insights you get into who is who and who knows whom, so to speak. Suddenly you realize that the hairdresser you connected with knows someone as a second connection in a company you would like to work for. And yeah, suddenly you realize there are connections that you would never have dreamt of, and like this you can maybe get an introduction at a company that you're really interested in working for. So this is really one of the coolest features. You have first degree connections. directly connected with them. You have second-degree connections where someone is connected to the person you are directly connected with, and then third-degree connections, which are a bit further out, but still, the more people you are connected with, the more you will see that the network they have, and you can also profit from that. Then you get the feature of it's called People You May Know. So where LinkedIn suggests people that you might know depending on your studies, on prior work experience. So you can easily connect with people that you wouldn't have thought of maybe, but then you realize, oh yeah, I've worked with them, I can connect with them. So that's really cool. If you want to connect with someone you don't know, please write a short message. I think this is one of the most important parts, but also one of the most neglected parts. I receive a lot of invitations to connect from people I've never seen, never heard of. I would just like to know why they're trying to connect, even if it's just saw your profile, interesting, would love to discuss something, or actively looking for a job. Can we connect? That's all it's needed. A short sentence, but just give a little something why you're trying to connect. Because some people are very strict of who they let into their network, and they're trying to curate it. So if you don't let them know why you're trying to get into that network, they might ignore you or not accept you. Right. Then share articles, create content if you are the type, of course, but that definitely brings you up in more news feeds. And as we said before, it's also a way to grow your personal brand and be more attractive on LinkedIn. Then, of course, the more people you connect with, the better your feed gets, because if you connect with people from one industry only, then you will receive news from that industry mainly. So this might be a way to target also a different industry if you're trying to move from your current job, or also if you're very interested in a certain industry, it makes sense to really try and get most connections from that part. Right. And then always remember, a network isn't built in a day. This takes a bit of time, so it's always good to get started. As I said before, also when I'm going to work or coming home from work, I usually scroll through LinkedIn, look at people you may know, and connect with the ones that I know and make sense. And yeah, so this is a good way to spend time.
Good. Now, job search, something really important for you. Before talking more about this, I want to go back to another slide. It was my profile here. The next one. Yeah, that one. On the first slide, you see that there's a red square, something that I highlighted for you guys, but it might be too small. I just wanted to point out the place where you can tick the box that you open for new opportunities. So please do it, because as recruiter, we of course do some search. And when, for instance, if we send 20 messages to interesting profile, we usually receive less than 50% of replies, and most of the people are not interested. So that's why we're targeting people that are aware and open for new challenges. So please be sure that you activate and tick that box. Good. Now, so of course, the more information you have on your profile, the better the algorithm will match jobs that suit to your profile. And be aware of what companies call the jobs you're looking for, and try different keywords in your profile. Please write a nice summary with a lot of different keywords that match to profile. For your work experiences, mention, of course, the company, how long you've been working for that company, where the location, but try, if possible, to add some bullet points. What were the main tasks that you have? It will really help the people to understand what you've been doing. And yeah, as I mentioned, really tick that box that you open for new opportunities. On the slide, you can see that's when we're talking about the main function in jobs, I just click that and I see that LinkedIn already prepared some advertisement that could match and fit my profile depending on the keywords I put in my profile. And of course, then I can open, and then there's always a link to the website of the company for me to apply. And you can do some search by keywords, or you can do some like a job mail. You receive alerts each time there's a new job that would match to your profile that pops up. And try. The best is really to try and to see the outcome. Good. Then time is running. I'm gonna briefly talk about LinkedIn Premium. Of course, LinkedIn is a free tool. It's really great. There are a lot of functions, a lot of possibilities already. But if you want to have the premium account, you can. It's, I think now is about 30 francs a month. What you have that you don't have the standard one, you have the emails. Emails mean that you can contact anybody, because most of the people, they block that function and they don't receive email. As a recruiter, we have a specific function and we can contact anybody. But with Premium, that's something you could do as well. You could see more profile when you search for some keywords. You can add some filters. You see expanded profile views, and you see who was looking at your profile. Could be interesting to see if there's an opportunity in a company, or to target the right people to build up your network. And you can save search alerts, and you can see, as Sven mentioned, you have the first degree of connection is the people you link to, and then the second degree of connection is the people is connected, someone you connected. But with Premium, you can see the third degree of connection. Okay. Sven?
Yeah, so of course, check out PwC Switzerland's LinkedIn page. Stay up to date on what we're doing, and follow us. You can also get information about upcoming events, such as this one, for example. We also post a lot of open positions on LinkedIn. So you can find them there, and of course also links to our career page, and just information in general about the industries we serve, about the clients we serve, and yeah, it's a good way to find out more about us here at PwC.
Thank you. Now let's start with a question. So we will, because we receive a lot of questions. We're going to through them and try to answer, to cover most of them. So I will maybe start with the first one. Is a good one. How to promote my page if I don't have a lot of working experience? Thank you, Sarah, for that question. It's a good one. Of course, at that step of your career, we don't have a lot of experience, but so that's why I would put as many information as you can regarding the university, the background that you have, the different courses that you follow, some certificates that you have, and of course, if you worked aside for some small project or just volunteering, I would put it. Try to really think out loud what you've done during those past years and mention it.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve. I have more here. Questions. We have one question from a lot of different people. Is there a way to get the slides? Yes, absolutely. We will send an email with the recording of the webcast and the presentation to all of you who've participated and registered for this webcast here. So don't worry, you will receive these slides after the presentation.
One question from Luca. Will I be contacted by recruiters via LinkedIn? Yes, you might. Of course, recruiters usually use LinkedIn for strategic roles, a really difficult profile to find. But I know that we have some entry-level roles at PwC, and we like to target some specific university sometimes. So of course, you might be contacted by recruiters from different companies. That's why, once again, I repeat myself, but please tick that box that you're open for new opportunities. Your profile might pop up more easily.
Then I have an interesting question from Ali. Thank you for that. Can we connect with you guys on LinkedIn now? And in general, all recruiters and companies we like to work for. Yes, of course you can connect with us. As I mentioned before, we're always grateful for a little introduction. I mean, as I said, it doesn't need to be long, just a quick word why you're connecting, also what you're looking for. This is really helpful for us because I also mentioned before we get a lot of connection requests. So it's much easier to kind of categorize why you're getting in contact with us. Every person might be different in how they handle these requests. Sure, go ahead and try and connect with as many, but you will be more successful if you write a short sentence on why you're connecting.
A question linked to what I just said regarding LinkedIn Premium. Is it worth it from the point of view of finding easier position? I wouldn't say that. To find open roles on the market on LinkedIn, you don't need a premium account. Really, most of the companies, they try to be as visible as possible. And with some keywords, with the search function, you'll find a lot of different positions on the market. I would say it's the first, as I always suggest the people to first check on LinkedIn, even before jobs or jobup.ch.
Then a question from Davide, actually a technical question. How can we design our personal URL? Well, first of all, there's two different ways. One is LinkedIn suggests you to do that, actually. LinkedIn gives you a lot of input on what you can still add to your profile to make it more attractive. If you don't have a summary, it tells you to maybe make a summary. Usually it gives you the option as well, create your own URL. Click the link and go through it. Or if you don't find that, you go into your settings. And there you have the option also to personalize your URL. Unfortunately, right now, I cannot share my screen. Otherwise, we could have shown that. But I'm sure you'll find it if you go have a look in your settings. And there you can personalize it. Of course, if it's already taken, you will have to choose something else. But yeah, that's definitely a good way to personalize your LinkedIn profile.
And I have to apologize if we misled some people. I have a funny question. Is it important, the background picture? Not really, actually. We were just laughing about it with Sven before the presentation, and I had something super standard, and I was checking some website to find something more pretty, but no, try to just put something professional and nice that you would like. If it's natural, you like to travel while putting on a mountain or a nice landscape from your own pictures, that's totally fine. Or something, just a professional background, offices or building architectures. It's not that important.
And I have a question from Bea. Are the recommendations on LinkedIn valuable from colleagues of university or just from previous bosses? That depends. I mean, if you haven't had any previous bosses, of course, colleagues from university are also good. But I also have to say colleagues is always a bit difficult for recommendations, just for the fact that, I mean, colleagues usually only write good things about you. But as I mentioned before, these recommendations have lost a bit of traction, simply because you only ask the people for recommendations that write good recommendations. Mostly you only ask your colleagues. So yeah, those are not really, for example, when I recruit, those are not the things I look at first. Yeah, so I think it would be much better to pay attention that the rest of the profile is up to date, and then write a good introduction letter if you apply for an open position.
Okay, I have a question from Bear as well. Thank you, Bea. How much time should we spend on LinkedIn daily? You don't have to spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, especially that you have the notification with all the important information. You can read the feeds quickly, what your network or the company you're following are posting. And of course, you might spend more time if you're looking for a job using the job search function.
I have a question from Fabien. Thank you. Should experience and education on LinkedIn be the same as on the CV? Yes, 100%. Definitely the same. Yeah, I don't really see why these two should be different, actually. So just imagine someone finds you on LinkedIn, thinks, wow, this is really cool, education, experience. Then they ask you for the CV. It's different. I mean, this already brings up first questions like, why is it different? Why do you post something else on LinkedIn than is then in your CV? So yes, absolutely make sure that these match.
Reading the question, we have some that we answered already.
There's Steve, there's more in the chat otherwise. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm reading, but there's a lot. Okay. Do you find another one that you'd like to cover, Sven?
Yeah. I have a question from Steffi. To build up a network, should I accept every request? I have to be honest. I would say that's a personal choice. I, for one, do not accept every request because I feel like my network should be curated, because I would like to receive then also only updates that interest me and that are relevant to me. And yeah, there are also people on LinkedIn that send out contact requests to pretty much everyone, and I don't really think that is what is valuable for me. So, but of course, feel free to send to everyone. Some will accept, some won't. But I just believe if you are more focused, also your news feed and the job filter and everything you do afterwards on LinkedIn is much more targeted if you take care of your network and curate it a bit.
I have an interesting question regarding about the language skills. It says, I'm studying in Basel, my mother tongue German, and I'm applying German speaking in the DACH region. Still, my LinkedIn is all English. Does that make sense? I would say it would try to target the right company and the right job for you. Of course, at PwC, corporate language is English. But anyway, depending on the area, for instance, financial services, we need German speakers. LinkedIn is a global tool. So if you want to really to be able to communicate with people worldwide, I would put it in English. But of course, if you target maybe more specific markets in a German-speaking countries, I would put all the information in German. Because you never know, maybe you have a recruiter that doesn't speak German, and it might be a blocker for him or her.
Then another question from Davide. Thank you. Does it make sense to put past job experiences that are not linked to my job sector? Yes, absolutely. Again, here the info should be the same. The information should be the same as on your CV. So it definitely makes sense to keep that up to date and also put all of your past job experiences that you've had on there. I saw another question before, like should it be a lot of text, or can it only be bullet points when you describe your past job experiences? Bullet points are fine. You don't need to have a lot of text, also in terms of readability, that makes sense. And then if you have old job experiences that are not really relevant to what you're looking for at the moment, maybe you can put a bit less bullet points than on the ones that you think are more relevant for the next job search.
Another question still linked to work experience. Someone asked how he or she can receive feedback about his LinkedIn profile. Before doing that presentation, I had a look online and checked a few websites, and there's a lot of trick and tips to build up a really attractive web page, LinkedIn profile page. So I would suggest you to have a look on the internet. Of course, not all advices are good, but maybe it will help you out.
Let me have a look. What else do we have? I have a question from Lucas. Do you use LinkedIn for graduate recruitment as well? We didn't have that yet, Steve, did we?
I'm not sure. No,
Great.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So do you use LinkedIn for graduate recruitment as well? I have to be brutally honest with you, less than for experienced profiles. Because usually we receive a lot of graduate applications. That means we do not have to go through LinkedIn to find more profiles. Yeah, but definitely we've also used it in the past, just maybe a bit less than for experienced roles. But it definitely is used as well. So you as a student, what you can really do is make connections and also maybe write short introductions to recruiters if you're interested in open positions. That's what you can use it for the most.
Next question from Kevin. Should I write my time in civilian service in my profile? I would say yes, because I'm pretty sure that you had some specific tasks. You had to respect a specific hierarchy, and maybe you had some responsibility. I don't know, lead a small project, lead a small team to target some goals in a short time deadline. So yeah, that's still something that you can put in on your profile.
Then I have a question from, and I'm terribly sorry if I'm not saying the name correctly, Noel, I hope. What's an easy, efficient, and professional way to get a feedback about the style of my current profile so that I can improve it? Well, first of all, ask your friends and family to have a look, which is easy. But maybe not so efficient and professional. That depends. But you also have to imagine asking any recruiters at companies if we receive 50 requests to check profiles a day. Yeah, this would also not be efficient for us. So there are, of course, paid services, which is not free to have your profile checked. But yeah, so friends and family are definitely of help. And if you're applying to a position and you can get in touch with a recruiter, of course, you can ask them for feedback for your profile. Sorry, I just see now that we are running out of time. So you are welcome to contact us via social media and ask your questions if they have not been answered yet, and we will make sure to get in touch there. I can also show you the next slide, how you can get in touch with us. Email, phone, our career website. Follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or Snapchat. There you can get in touch with us. We make sure to get back to you in a timely manner. On behalf of Steve and of course myself, I would like to thank you very much for your attention and for your participating. I hope you can take away some tips and tricks for improving your LinkedIn profile. Before you go, as soon as we close down the webcast, you will receive a short survey about this webcast in the same window that the webcast is running right now. I think it's 2 or 3 questions. If you can fill that out quickly, that would be really helpful for us, also for our next webcasts, so we can find out what we can improve. Yeah, have a look at our career website, and yeah, looking forward to hearing or seeing you soon. Stay healthy, stay safe, and have a very nice day. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all for attending that presentation. It was nice to talk to you. And as Sven mentioned, please feel free to contact us if you have any question. Wish you all the best. Have a good day. Stay healthy.
Bye-bye.